Hello, welcome to this week's Empower Session special guest interview. I'm Reggie, Program Coordinator at Urban Initiatives, and we're super excited to welcome Max Strus to our special guest interview as part of Urban Initiatives Empower Sessions. Max grew up around Chicago and comes from a family of athletes that played sports ranging from volleyball to baseball to basketball. Max played college basketball at DePaul, where he became the only player, where he became only the second player at DePaul to ever score 700 points in a season. He also averaged 20 points in his last year. Max is a bucket. He also made the All Big East team with the Blue Demons. Max signed his first contract with the Boston Celtics before eventually making his way back to Chicago in the fall of 2019 to play for your Chicago Bulls. Hey, Max, thank you so much for being a part of our special guest interview. We're really glad to have you here. Is there anything you would like to share about your journey to the NBA or your playing career so far with our students?
Hey, Reggie, how's it going? Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be helping out with Urban Initiatives. I think you guys got a great thing going on here. That was a great bio. Loved it. Thank you for that. But yeah, I'm a Chicago guy. Always been in Chicago, never left here. And I'm a big family guy. That's one of the main reasons I never left. So I love being around family and love staying close to them. So being here has helped me with that and helped me along with my career and getting to where I am today.
Awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, one thing that stood out about that is family. I know that right now during these difficult times, family is really becoming like important for people. So can you share a little bit how you've been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic? Like, what are some things that you've done to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally?
Well, unfortunately, I got hurt this past year. I tore my ACL in December. So I was missing a lot of time at basketball. So fortunately, having the season canceled has actually been somewhat good for me selfishly. I haven't been able to miss much. And it's given me time to get back and get healthy again and be stronger than ever. So I've used this time at home to just do a lot of core building, doing a lot of abs and push-ups and maintaining my strength.
Thank you for sharing that. The ACL tear, sorry to hear about that. I know that those tend to be a long recovery time and definitely require you to persist through some different challenges of, rehab and not being able to follow through with your usual routine. So shout out to you for going through that, which is a nice transition into what our topic is, which is persistence. Today we'll be revisiting our Empower Session theme of persistence. And the way we're defining persistence is the ability to try again, even when you failed the first time. It's a useful skill to be able to stick with something until you get better at it. As everyone is switching to remote learning, practicing persistence has become even more important. And during this time of social distancing, what is one task that you are having a hard time being persistent with? And what is your plan to help you be more persistent with that task?
Yeah, I've actually had trouble with going to sleep at a reasonable time during this and waking up before noon. There's not much in my day that I have to be up for. I just have, like I said, physical therapy at 1 o'clock on 3 days a week. So other than that, there's not much to look forward to.
Really good to hear. I think that some of our students actually can relate to that piece about, trying to get on a consistent sleep schedule. Do you think you'd be able to, if you could give us like Max's 1 or 2 tips on how to get to bed at a more reasonable time so that you're making the most out of your day?
I would say that the things that help me would be definitely putting my phone away, cutting off that screen time, like I said, and then just gathering thoughts, just laying down and relaxing, working on some breathing techniques, and just finding your inner peace and just trying to go to bed and shutting your eyes as soon as you can. Those things have really helped me.
What's one tool you use for motivation for yourself to persist even when things are tough?
Yeah, I would say my family. I've used my family for everything in my life. I got an older brother and older sister that were both athletes and have been through a lot. And I just learned from them and use them as great role models to keep going. And I also have the best parents in the world that have guided me along this life and have given me great chances to be good at what I do. And I thank them for that all the time. But they're definitely my motivation. I use my family for everything. And, it's great to be here in Chicago, to be near them. and always have them around to keep pushing me.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great that you have family as a support system and close to home. So while persistence is really important, taking care of mental health and resting is also vital. How do you find balance between the two?
Yeah, I struggle with this in my life. I consider myself a very hard worker. I'm like I said, I keep persistent with my goals, and I try to make that happen as much as possible. So I've always just, the only thing I know what to do is work hard. So and that's the way I've been raised. So I've learned along the lines that that'll wear and tear on your body, and can eventually get you hurt. Like I've learned my lesson now, of how much it can take a toll on your body. So I've limited myself to at least 1 day of rest a week where I'm doing nothing, just maybe stretching and doing stuff like that to get my body in check. But I'm 1 to 2 days a week of rest and not doing anything, just to get away from everything. And that helps you with the mental side of things too, just to.
Yeah, it's good to hear that you found some ways to sort of, balance out your strong work ethic with having those couple of days for recovery and rest, which can also be important. We've talked a lot about persistence. So this is our last question actually with persistence. Can you think of a time when you found it hard to persist and you found the motivation to continue? Like one example where you had to dig deep down and dig a little bit deeper than you were used to.
Yeah, I think I'm going through that right now. I've never really been injured before, so this was a change in my life that I had to grow accustomed to and build around it. So I'm attacking my rehab every day and finding different ways to really battle this. And while I'm at home, like I said, I'm working out. I'm trying to do whatever push-ups, sit-ups, all you can do at home, really. And when I'm at rehab, just taking every minute of it and using it as an advantage, and just trying to get back healthy and stronger for the next season and for the rest of my life in basketball and beyond.
Going through rehab is not the ideal situation. It sounds like you are like building some things around you to help make sure that you are making the most of this opportunity and doing what you can. Which leads us into our next question, which is talks a little bit about growth mindset. So in school, a lot of teachers speak a lot about, like you mentioned, having a positive attitude about challenges and seeing failure as an opportunity. Why might this be a useful way of thinking, and how might having a fixed mindset hold us back?
Yeah, for sure. A fixed mindset can hold you back, definitely. You always gotta realize that failures, you can always learn from a failure. That's one thing I've always learned. I've failed multiple times in my life, but just getting back on your feet and realizing that the world's not over, and you can get back on track and get right back on your goals is special. And one way to help with that is just not making your dreams or your goals too big. Set smaller ones and set a bunch of them to reach to that bigger one. That's helped me along the way, and just take that one by one and reach that small goal and keep going to the next one, and then eventually you'll realize you've made it to your biggest one. And when you achieve that big goal you have, it really feels good, and realize it makes you think you can do anything in the world.
Yeah, that's really great. I like that concept of having a larger goal broken down into smaller goals so that it seems more achievable and we don't get so overwhelmed by things that can seem very big at the time. So Max, that is all the questions I have. Thanks so much for being a part of our special guest interview for our Empower sessions. We hope you and your family can stay safe and healthy during this time, and definitely good luck on the rest of your rehab and getting back onto the court.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, Reggie. You're great.